That's tilting, isn't it? Emma? You're so good at falling. I had my phone in my pocket and I just heard this splash and a bit of a wind. We got in the van, drove down to Kent to have a look at this boat, and pretty much said, yeah, we'll take it. If anybody's got a pond or a puddle, a puddle will do at this point. Right.
So welcome back to Romany Pirates, guys. Today we're going to give you a little bit of an insight into our 10-year plan as to how we're getting out of the rat race, so keep watching.
So for those of you that have been watching us for a while, will know that we've got a canal boat. In today's episode, we're going to take you through why we got it,
what we're going to do with it, the highs and lows, and why it's still tied up there.
So the reason we've had to come back up kind of so quickly, back up north, is because we can no longer really moor here. They need the space. The predicament we've got is we need to do the work on the boat, and the minute we set sail, we don't know where we're going to do the work.
No, but they've been good enough to us already.
They've been amazing,
yeah. So we're hoping, we're praying, and fingers crossed that we're actually going to be able to take it out of the water here and be able to work on it here for a few weeks. So if anybody otherwise has got any information about any moorings that might be available for us, even for like 8 weeks, just to moor up, just to get the work done, put it in the comments, please, because we are really desperate right now.
Even
really
a pond,
desperate.
if anybody's got a pond or a puddle, a puddle will do at this point. Right. Help. So you might remember in one of our Cornwall episodes that we come up with random decisions when we're driving in the van to keep ourselves entertained.
This were kind of one of those decisions that we'd made in the van, which is always sensible to do when you're bored. And we chatted about, different ways of getting out of the rat race, different ways of making money. And we came up with the idea of a canal boat, but we'd not set on anything sort of definite. It was just one of those random things we talked about. And then Reese came back to the van one day and I said to him, I think we should buy a canal boat. I found one.
So I said, yeah, that's a good idea. So on a bit of a whim, we got in the van, drove down to Kent to have a look at this boat, and pretty much said, yeah, we'll take it. Bearing in mind, we've never even been on a canal boat. Not even on a day trip. We got down to Kent, as I say, and the guy down there called Paul, just such a lovely guy.
Oh yeah, from Power Engineering, absolutely amazing.
And that's the guy that we bought the boat off, and he let us stay in his little caravan and stuff while we were doing the work up on it.
In his garden. And use his shower.
Yeah, he was such a nice guy, because we needed to do some work on it, and he basically helped us to do the work. That were part of the kind of the deal of buying it and stuff. So we'll just we'll show you some pictures of that.
Everybody has their job, 9 to 5, and getting drained. They settle for second best.
So what Reese fails to tell you and forgets all about, which I don't, is that when we got down to the boat, we went and had a look at it, and like I said, there were loads of work that needed to be done. So we started sort of taking off. It had like an apex sort of roof on it, so all that had to be taken off. Anyway, I'm stood there and there's this big piece of wood leaned up, and I'm saying, as you do, be careful of that, because that could fall down and hurt somebody. Anybody that's a mum knows that you look out for all these sort of dangers. So I'm stood there and this big piece of wood falls down, takes off half the back of my leg. I'm black and blue right up to my thigh, fall over, and I'm in absolute agony. So the whole day I had to sort of walk around trying to do all this work on this boat whilst rinsing my leg under the cold water taps outside. And we had to just carry on, didn't we? Because we'd been there, we only had like a week to get all this work done. So we had to just carry on, we had to just keep at it. And it were an absolute nightmare, honestly. I were in crawl spaces, Reese were in crawl spaces underneath bits of the boat, trying to get rid of all the rust. It is not what you expect it to be. So be aware when you buy a boat, if you know nothing about it, look into it way more than what we did, because it is not at all what you expect. It is grubby, it is dirty, and it's just not that much fun.
What Emma's failed to mention as well is that on the same day, on the first day we were down there at the boat, I'd crawled in to the side of the boat to get somewhere, and I had like these linen trousers on, and so I'd shuffled myself back out of the side window to get back out of the boat, and I had my phone in my pocket, and I just heard this splash and I froze for a second, and I knew that I'd dropped my phone in the canal, and I was just like, oh no, she's gonna kill me.
I was not happy at all.
Tell him what you made me do.
But I want him to get it back,
awful.
right? Because it's expensive, isn't it, a phone? So I made him strip down to his boxer shorts, get into Canal and start wading around trying to find this phone. Honestly, I knew the chances of him finding it were so slim, but it was the funniest thing.
So we stood on the very bridge now where our canal boat that we'd just bought got delivered for the first time.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
We watched it getting delivered in. So we're going to have a look back now at the footage that we took last summer when we started doing some work on the boat. Hi guys, so here we are, waiting for the boat to be delivered.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a change of plan. It was meant to arrive tomorrow, but then we've been told at 9 o'clock this morning that it's coming this afternoon, but we haven't been given a time, so we've arrived here and it's not here yet, so we're going to go for a coffee.
And it's now 4 o'clock, the boatyard shuts at 5, which means the guy's got an hour to get here before it shuts.
And I've just had to frantically change the name of the boat online because my lovely husband here told me that there's a ritual that you've got to do when you name a boat. First of all, you may notice we're in different clothes than we were yesterday, and there were a bit of a change of plan. The boat got stuck on the motorway coming up, so it was delayed by about 3 hours, so we had to come back this morning. But we're here now and she's about to be lowered in, so enjoy.
Now making our way down to the boat, yeah, set sail on the 7 canals.
So we've come back to the boat today. We've finally got a day where we've not got too much sun. So we've come back to get some painting done, get the rust taken down, just get it all treated really, and sort of try and make some headway. So Daisy's here to lend a helping hand. Right, Daisy? Yeah.
This is Ian, our very best friend, has kindly come down to help us. Say hello, Ian. Hi.
Somewhere above the water, my lungs are tired. I'm running for a long time. My feet got...
So we're painting the top of the boat, also in black. It's still damn warm, but we're getting there now. So it's about 33 degrees today. Managed to get a coat on the back cab, which is black, so that's hot. So where have we got to now then? Where have we got to now?
Well, I've painted myself and I've managed to do a one coat on the boat.
Hold my breath, waiting for...
And so this is where it all started to go wrong.
So come down to the boat today, and it turns out the black paint that we spent all day yesterday putting on is no good. So we need to sand it all back and start again, basically. So just feeling absolutely gutted right now.
We did the boat in black based on some advice that we'd been given, but we didn't realise that the paint we'd been given was actually bitumen paint. Anybody that knows about bitumen knows you can't paint over the top of it with anything else. And some really nice guy here on the yard has shown us that if we use white spirit, it sort of melts the bitumen and gets it off. So there's a top tip for you there.
Hiya, love. Your daughter's hands are falling off.
I think she might need help. Tell him he's filming you instead of actually coming and helping you.
Nobody's coming to help me.
So we're getting the wood flooring on now. It's proper gone, honestly.
Has their job 9 to 5 and getting drained.
Good morning. Oh, good afternoon, because we've been late.
Afternoon.
today.
You slept in.
No, you were slept.
Ah.
We'll sort of talk you through where we've got so far and try and do a bit more filming. It's really hard, isn't it, to film?
Yeah, but we're going to talk more through with you, kind of what we're doing, because Emma thinks she'll be interested in that.
So far, obviously, as you know, we had to undo everything that we'd done before. We now got it back to a place where we were ready to paint it. We've painted it all in the proper black paint and it's looking really good. We've got the front and the back of the boat that needs the rust getting off, haven't we, with the
drill bit.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it. Quite figured out how to paint the other side of the boat yet. We need to turn the boat around and the water's so low we can't do that at the minute. So we're just sanding down now everything at the back end of the boat. Fortunately these doors, which we really don't want to lose the paintings on these, we want to keep the inside this part of the boat looking traditional, because this is going to be our sort of living area.
We got blisters, maybe I belong. If I love a little harder.
So we've managed to get all the black paint on and most of the red oxide inside the boat. All the roof has been painted black, so we are getting somewhere now. So Alicia has come down to help us again, which has been a massive help today. So there's been 4 of us today. So you've been doing the red oxide and black, haven't you, chick?
Yes.
So this is Joe, Alicia's boyfriend, and he's very kindly come to help us out today. Say hello, Joe.
Knock at my door, telling me there is more waiting.
So the guys here at Gallows Bridge, where it's moored up, have been absolutely fantastic. They let us moor up over summer to do the work.
And Aaron here, one of the guys that runs a place, we can't speak highly enough of him, honestly, and he's sort of let us stay over on the winter mooring as well, but really getting access to the boat, because we're taking up space that they really don't have. They've just been doing us such a favour. We haven't been able to get access to the deck of the boat with the weather and the snow, the rain and everything else. It's just really halted the progress.
So now we'll take you and show you the boat, and kind of why we can't get to it at the minute. So this is where we're currently tied up. As you can see, we're tied to the other side of a boat. That's tilting, isn't it? Let me zoom into that, show you that. Emma, the boat's tilting.
What?
The boat's tilting.
Hey, why?
I don't know. It's like out of water on one side. The drama continues. You can't really see it. Our boat's the one on the left, but that's proper tilting, isn't it? We need to go check it out. So we've put on what's called a bilge pump, which basically pumps the water, the excess water that boats naturally get underneath them. It pumps it out. Obviously ours is slightly more with it not having sides on it, but because obviously we've not been to the boat for a while, it's flooded. There is a guy that does it for us sometimes who very kindly empties it, but yeah, that's why it's tipping. While that's doing that, I will show you the original boatsman's cabin. So this is the cab part of our boat. It's a traditional boatsman's cabin. This is the engine room. It's really quite tiny, and obviously it's a little bit messy at the moment with all the tools and stuff. It's got all the original paintings on it and stuff. So up to 7 people would have lived in this little cabin, which is quite cool. And yeah, it's got some pretty cool features. So it has a fold down table where people would have sat and had something to eat, and this bed folds down to make a double bed. So that's the back of our boat, traditional boatsman's cabin, which is one of the reasons why we really loved her in the first place. But it's just getting the work done now. It's just an absolute nightmare.
So Reese is sort of leaning back on the side of the boat because the bilge pump is based sort of in the middle of the boat. So in order to get all the water pumped out, we need him to lean on that side. He's so good at falling. I'm going to get this on camera if you do this time. Having fun. The joys of boat life.
That were our boat. I just feel like we've made a bit of a mistake. That's how I feel at the minute. Slightly pessimistic, I know, but
It does feel a bit like that though, because there's so many things, there's so many elements with getting a boat, excuse me, that you just don't understand, you know, until you get it. There's a lot of complexities around it. It's quite complicated, but positive thinking, we will get there. We need your positive vibes to make sure that we get there, don't we? That's what we need.
we do, yeah. And it's just, it's a little bit, just frustrating at times, I suppose. This is part of a kind of a 10-year plan that we started about 8 years ago.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it's kind of it's a bigger part of a bigger plan. We wanted to get out of the rat race. Not that we don't want to work, because we do want to work, we're hard workers, but we've been in our roles that we do now for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to have something in the future that we could kind of look to know that we could be living a life in a different way, a more freer life, doing more
And
things that we enjoy.
Yeah, travel more, and obviously just see the world.
Meeting more people. I mean, the people we've met, you know, in van life has been absolutely amazing, hasn't it? We've met some
incredible.
lovely people. And again, now we've been getting on the canals, we've been meeting more people on the canals as well, and there's some really nice people, you know, so you find that, don't you, though?
You do, with this kind of lifestyle, like whether you're doing that part-time or full-time, you tend to meet like-minded people that see the world a little bit differently, and with that comes just the nicest people you'd ever meet, really. Everybody kind of seems to be of the same mindset, and like Emma says, it's not that we don't want to work. We're two of the most hard-working people I think you'd ever meet. And more so with this plan, and when you're working for yourself and you're setting up businesses and stuff, as anybody that's got their own business will know, it's full-time grafting.
Yeah, it's really hard, and especially, you know, when you're trying to also sort of maintain your careers that you've got at the moment as well.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been, you know, honest with everybody in terms of, you know, we travel, but we also have a cottage, and obviously we've got the boat as well. So we kind of, you know, work between the three of those things. So yeah, this is like stage 5 of the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll tell you more about the other stages. There's too many complexities, too many parts to the
Stage
plan
5.
to be able to tell you all about it now. So you'll have to keep watching for those other ones coming up, but we will tell you more about the other bits of it. But like we say, we're in stage 5 now, and that the boat is stage 5 of it, and we've got other elements that are beyond that we've already done, so we're kind of running everything simultaneously at the same time. We've still got to do a lot of work on it, haven't we?
Yeah, so the boat is basically a business. It's going to be a business, which is how we're going to make money. We won't tell you what the business is yet, other than the fact that it's something I did in my past, an endeavour. Nothing bad. Sounded a bit dodgy, that, did it? But no, that we're kind of bringing back. That'll be fun, entertaining, and well,
over the years we've tried so many different things, haven't we? Some that have been successful, some partly successful, some that have, you know, just failed miserably. So this was one of the kind of more successful things that did work but didn't bring in enough money at the time. But we're thinking now we bring it back with this element, with the boat element.
Then
We
it'll
really
work.
think this is going to work, and we think you're all going to love it. So, you know, people will be able to come down and see us as well, and be a part of that with us, which will be great. So we've just got to get it all kitted out, we've got to get it finished, we've got to get the business BSS licence, hopefully get the support of the Canal and River Trust on our side as well. So there's a lot of elements to still do, but with a bit of positive thinking, I think we'll get there.
Yeah, of course we will.
Yeah.
So the plan is now, in the next episode next week, we are going to check out Holmfirth, which is where they filmed Last of the Summer Wine. And then the plan is to go back to Jurassic Coast on the south coast of England and explore that a little bit more, which is where we were before we had to come up and sort out the mooring of the boat. In the meantime, we're going to go back up to the cottage. Of course, there is some work to be done on that. So we're just all over the place at the minute. I think to try and explain kind of our life and what we're doing in one episode is just too much, really.
It's just madness, absolutely. We live madness every day.
There's that much going on, and we're in, you know, doing that many projects and travelling so much as well, obviously.
But you know, when honestly, it means so much to us when you comment on videos and stuff, because it just makes it all worthwhile. You know, when people put a comment on, they say how much they're enjoying it. We have people that come up to us in the street and stop us and say, you know, we're really loving what we're watching. You know, and we absolutely love that, because
we do.
It makes it for us.
It does. It really makes it.
Worthwhile.
Sometimes you think, why we're doing this, and then somebody will come up to us on the street and go, oh, you know, follow your YouTube channel. You think, oh yeah, that's why we're doing it. You know, and if it brings people joy while we're enjoying it, then that's all that matters, really. That's great, isn't it?
So
but
please keep subscribing.
I'm gonna say
please
keep
leave
subscribing.
comments. If anybody does know of a mooring where we can go for, you know, even just temporary for like 8 weeks, if anybody knows of anywhere, please let us know that as well, because that'd be really helpful. And don't forget to hit the notification button, because that, you know, let you know every time we've got a new video coming up as well, so don't forget to do that.
Yeah, and I guess in the meantime, write your own story.
Yep, write your own story.
Catch you soon, guys.